can win up to 32,000 on the turn of a card if you play your cards right on Card Sharks. Hello, it's time for a new gameplay video. Today we're going to be doing Card Sharks, a game show that's coming back later this year. And yeah, so in celebration of that, I'm going to be playing the big Jon PC version, which is based off the Bob Eubanks version of Card Sharks. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go with the 70s style music because I love the theme that Jim Perry has. So let's get started. I named the players both after Digimon characters, in case you were wondering. The champion is Sora Takenouchi, and the challenger is Mimi Tachikawa. This is Sora's question. We asked 100 men. They said, how many of them said they would vote for a man over a woman, and they know neither of them in an election? She thinks it's 46. Mimi, do you think that's higher or lower? I guess lower. The actual number of people is 93. It is not lower. It's actually higher. Sorry, you got control. You got a 5. Okay, you're going to change that. The 5 has now become a queen. It says lower than a queen. 4. Correct. Higher than a 4. 8. Okay, then 3. Now we go over to Mimi. Here's your question. We asked 100 people. How old do you have to be to get a pilot's license in the U.S.? She thinks it's 35. Sora, do you think the actual number is higher or lower? She thinks it's higher. The actual number is 16. It was not higher. It's actually lower. 16. Wow. We start off with a 10. Lower than a 10. 9. Lower than a 9. No, it's a queen. Back over to Sora. Lower than an 8. No, that's an 8. It was high. Now we go to Sora. How many New Yorkers said they are right now carrying a subway token? 52. Okay. Mimi, do you think it's higher or lower? She says lower. The actual number is 71. It is not lower. It's actually higher. Okay, gonna change the 8. The 8 has now become an ace. That's better. Lower. No. Oh no, it's the same card. You can't do anything with a pair. Not in this game. Lower than a 10. No. Oh, Jack. It was higher. Now we go to sudden death. Someone has to win this. Mimi, this is your question. We asked 100 millionaire women. How many of them said they are satisfied with the money they have? Okay, 50. Sora, do you think it's higher or lower than 50? She says lower, and the actual number of women who are actually satisfied is 40. It's actually 10 less. Lower. Are you going to play, or do you want to pass to Mimi? Okay, she's playing. Lower than an ace. 9. Okay. Play it carefully. If you pick correctly, you win this round. If you don't, Mimi will win by default. Okay, going lower for the first game of the match. Is it lower than a 9? Yes, it is! Mimi, in order to stay alive, you need to win the second round. Otherwise, Sora is our champion. Now we start off with Sora. First question. We asked 100 school bus drivers, how many of them said they could use more earplugs than lounges? You say 46. Mimi, do you think it's higher or lower? She says it's lower, and the actual number of bus drivers say that is 64. It's not lower. It's actually higher. Sora, you start off with a 5. Higher than a 5? 6. Higher than a 6? No! Mimi, you've got a free shot. It's an ace. Lower than an ace? It's a king. Lower than a king? 7. Okay, then a 3. Answer a question. I am thinking of a number between 0 and 100. What number do you think it could be? You think it's 34? Sora, do you think the actual number I'm thinking of is higher or lower than 34? She says higher. The number I'm actually thinking is 52. It is higher. Good call, Sora. You can change that 5 if you want. Okay, the 5 has now become a queen. Okay, lower than a queen. 8. And the odds is higher than the 8. That's well played. Lower than a jack. 7. Okay, 1, 3. Now we go over to you, Sora. How many 100 people said they wish for money if a magic genie appeared and grant them one wish? You say 23. Maybe do you think it's actually higher or lower than 23? It says a little bit higher. The actual number of people who say they want money is 40. It is higher. Good call, Mimi. Gonna change that 7. That 7 has now become a 5. Okay, slightly better. Higher than a 5. That's a 4. Sora, play this right. You are the champion. If not, then we move on to sudden death. Okay, is it lower than a 7 for the championship? Is it lower than a 7? No! It's a queen! Oh my goodness. And now we go to sudden death. Someone has to win. Maybe we asked 100 people that lost $1 million in a business venture. How many of them said they'd give up a year in their life to get their $1 million back? She says 34. Sora, do you think that's actually higher or lower? She says higher. The actual number of people who are willing to do that is... Oh, you got it on the nose, man. You get a $500 bonus. Now, you can play and go for the 5, or you can pass and help Sora bluffs, because if Sora makes a mistake, you tie up the match. Okay, you're going to pass. Sora, do you think the actual number is higher or lower than a 7? You say it's higher for the game in the match. Is it higher than a 7? No! Ah, it's the same card. Mimi, you got it out of the way. And now we move on to tiebreaker. Each of you get 3 cards, and there's only 3 questions in this deal. Sora, we start with you. We ask 100 priests. How many of them say homosexuals should be allowed to be taught in public school? You say 30. Mimi, do you think the actual number is higher or lower? She says lower. The actual number they say is 61. Actually, it was not lower. It was higher. Sora, you get control. You start off with an ace. Lower than the ace. 4. Okay, going to freeze. You think it's the same card. Okay, I don't blame you. How many psychiatrists said they think a physical illness can be cured by a faith healer? You say 21. Sora, do you think the actual number is higher or lower? You say it's lower. The actual number of people who are actually willing to do that is 37. No, it wasn't lower. You have a 5. Okay, we're going to choose that 5. That 5 has now become it's another 5. Higher than a 5. It's an 8. Alrighty, we're playing a 7 death and a tiebreaker. Sora, you have to predict the number. We asked 100 people, how many years on average do murders actually spend in time in prison? She says 15. And Mimi, do you think it's higher or lower? A little bit lower. The actual number is 7. It is lower. Now Mimi, you can go for it. And you can change that card, or you could force Sora to play. Okay, you're going to play and change the card. The 8 has now become a 7. Okay, you have to predict higher or lower. Not the best change. Play it right, you win the game. If not, Sora is our champion. Okay, to become our new champion, is it higher than a 7? It is! You are the champion! Sorry, Sora, thanks for playing. Bottom row, we start with 300. The next row is 400. And at the top is the big bets. We start with 1 joker, but there may be more after some. So we'll start you with $300. Your first card is a 10. Do you want to change that, or do you want to bet? Okay, you're betting 100, lower. Is it lower than a 10? Good bet, it is a 3. Gonna bet it all higher. If it's a 2, you'll go bust. It's an 8. You want to change that with number 3. Okay, the 8 has now become a 2. Hey, that was happening. A little bit higher than a 2. If it's another 2, it's a push. It's an ace. What a great way to start off the game. You also get an additional $400 because we made it to the next level. All of it lower, $2,000. It's a queen. Good bet. So you're betting $2,000 lower than the queen. If it's a king or ace, you lose that money. It's a jack. Oh! Talk about it. Would you like to change that card? Okay. Changing it with card number 1. The jack has now become a 9. Not the best card. Okay. Betting $1,000. Higher than a 9. No! Oh, you lost. Your bet. Okay, we're changing it with card number 2. It could be good, could be bad. It's another 4. All right. You have to bet $2,500. Okay, 3,000. Higher than a 5. If it's a 3 or 2, you lose your bet. It's a joker. You have 2 chances of winning the jackpot. All right. Higher than a 4. Behind one of those 7 cards, 6 of them say no, but if you find the dollar sign, you win $50,000. Can you predict which ones have it? Is it behind number 4? No! It is not. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7 remain. Going for number 1. Is it behind number 1? It is! You won $50,000! And you picked the right one. Congratulations, and we'll see you on the next episode. It's another challenger. Who will it be? Find out in the next episode of Card Sharks. This is Cute Meme 25 saying, until the next episode, well, I don't know what Jim Perry says on Card Sharks, but until the next episode, see you then.